Hi there guys, welcome to my channel, Peace, Art, and Controversy. It's Vykkë Sixx. I just wanted to say thank you so much for spending your time here with me today, for giving me your energy, and for giving me your consciousness. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be doing a everyday cut crease using the Morphe F18 palette. This is the only palette that I used in the entire look. This is a look that you can use for any day, anytime, anywhere. It doesn't matter what you're doing. This look will steal the show no matter what you're doing. So in my last video, I mentioned a little bit about other influencers and about the media and about the way those things are playing into our perception and into the way that we see and understand the information around us and the information that we have within ourselves. So that is going to be the focus of today's conversation. We're going to be talking about the fact that the media that you see on the television, that you see in your social media, the content that you're hearing in the music that you listen to, the content that you're hearing on the radio, the news, all of these things truly do impact you and your level of thinking, as well as your level of understanding for the life that you live to this point. I want to just dive right into it, and I want to go ahead and take this time to consider the possibility of repetitive exposure causing false actualities. So in the sense that you can see something over and over again and hear something over and over again and inevitably believe that it's true, even if there's no concrete evidence backing it up based on the fact that you didn't do any of your own research. Or even if you did, you found enough sources that just so happen to be false sources that are justifying this concept or this way of thinking or this idea that you found. So that being said, consider the possibility of having constant exposure to information that is not adequate. Consider the possibility of having constant exposure to information about the things that we're dealing with as a government and about the things that we're dealing with as a country and as individual people and as racial cultures. Consider what the impact of the media that surrounds you is doing to that mental capacity, and what is that doing to the way that you're perceiving the other races around you. What is that doing to the way that you're perceiving transgenders? What is that doing to the way that you're perceiving other minorities around the world, around every airport, in every restaurant? You know what I mean? We are in America completely submersed in these culture shock environments. So you've got 100 different people living in the same apartment building, and every single one of them is from a different place, a different time frame, a different age group, a different demographic, a different culture, a different religion. Every single person is so individual, but then we're all being fed the same content. We're all being fed the same ideas. We're all being fed the same advertisements. Do I really need this medication? Is this really something that I should be talking to my doctor about? Is this really going to be something that's going to help me, or is the medication I'm currently taking the reason why I might have to consider taking this other medication? Are my medications the things that are killing me? But because I'm seeing on TV that these things are going to help me, I believe that they're helping me. Is it the food that I'm eating that is killing me, but because it looks so good on TV, I'm going to go spend my money on that food because I think it's going to be delicious? So I think that with that concept, if you consider not only on a minor scale of food and medication and everyday appliances and things like that, if you consider it on the level of our news, and if you consider it on the level of what we're hearing from our government and what we're hearing from our teachers and what the curriculum is being forced onto our students, and why it is that we're teaching the same things and the same subjects for the entirety of the public school system in the United States. Why is it that we're being exposed to the same thing after the same thing after the same thing over and over again, and it's all based around the same governmental policies? We're constantly in an economic change. We're constantly moving forward. Things are constantly getting more expensive, and the American dollar is constantly losing value, and people are constantly forgetting how to communicate, and people are constantly finding a bunch of ailments that they don't have, that they can diagnose themselves with so they can get more medication, so they can go and experience whatever with these ailments and with these medications. So what I'm trying to say is that yes, there is a lot of exposure around us. Yes, a lot of it is accurate. Yes, a lot of it is very informative. And yes, I believe that we should utilize the resources that we have, such as the news and the media, and the social media platforms and the internet and things like that. However, knowledge is everything. Being informed is everything when it comes to the society that we live in, because there is so much information everywhere, because there is so much exposure to so many different ways of thinking and so many different ideals and so many different processes. So let's consider music, for example. Have you ever noticed when you are in a certain type of situation, or you're doing a certain task, or you are focusing on a certain thing, you listen to different music? With me personally, whenever I'm doing art, or whenever I'm writing, or whenever I'm really trying to focus on doing some homework, or whatever the task may be, I always find myself matching the music to what I want to be feeling. So if you consider the possibility of whenever you're sad and you listen to sad music, what that's actually doing for your mental health, and when you're upset and like angry and you start listening to super heavy metal and super aggressive trap music and all of the craziest, most aggressive types of music you can think of because you're angry, then all that's doing is fueling the fire. All you're doing is creating more angry energy, because you're receiving the energy that the artist put into the music when they made it. So you have this angry artist putting this angry energy into this song, and you're sitting here wallowing in your angry energy, just feeling all of these angry waves. So if you're wondering why you're feeling a certain way, or if you're wondering why you're consistently struggling with maintaining a stable mindset, or consistently struggling with maintaining a happy mentality, start there. Think about the music that you're listening to. Think about the movies that you're watching. Think about the news that you're listening to. Think about the things that you're allowing to disrupt your peace, and go from there. Because ultimately, it comes down to what you are looking for out of your everyday emotional standpoint, and your everyday comfort level, and your everyday movements and thought processes. All of those things are building blocks to an empire. All of those things are building you up throughout the course of your life. Every single day is like one little brick building the Great Wall of China. Does that make sense? So if you focus on every single day the way that you feel, and the way that you're interpreting information, the way that you're perceiving the people and the energy around you, and focus on how to improve that, in turn you will be improved, and in turn you will experience days of complete and utter greatness, and you will experience days of complete euphoria where you feel like you are almost in another world, because you are just that connected, because you are just that whole, because you are that comfortable in your own energy. So just some food for thought, something to consider the next time that you're feeling a little bit out of the ordinary. Look at what you're intaking. Look at the energy around you. Friendships are huge. I think that the people that you surround yourself with really do impact the qualities that you adapt throughout the entirety of your life. I think that if you spend too much time around people who are not improving you, or who are not concerned with your highest good, you wind up in a lot of situations of resentment, in a lot of situations where you feel conflicted between what you think you love and what you think you know, and what your soul is truly telling you that it needs and that it requires in order to be everything that it's meant to be, in order to reach its true potential. And I say it because as of recently, I've started to believe that your soul, your mind, your body, as all one unison machine, are all completely separate. Your soul is not what you perceive your life to be. Your soul is not what you perceive the earth to be. Your soul is not your headspace. Your soul is not your knowledge. Your soul is your divine energy that moves throughout the frequencies and waves just like every other atom in the atmosphere. Your soul is completely separate. And I think that with that being said, you really have to trust it as its own entity. You have to trust it as its own spiritual being. You have to know that your soul is guiding you in a direction of positivity that is going to ultimately bring you to your greatest good, that is ultimately going to bring you to your highest potential if you allow it to. The problem is that we are given free will. So a lot of times people shut out their soul, they shut out their consciousness, They ignore it for material things, and they ignore it for the idea that everything around you is permanent and that everything around you is all that there is. People become so closed-minded in the way that they look at themselves and the way that they perceive themselves as individual conscious beings on a scientific level, even on an atomic level. We are not solid beings. We are energy. We are vibration. We are billion tiny itty bitty teeny weeny little things vibrating at a frequency that's so fast it literally can't be measured. Yet somehow we're conscious beings. Yet somehow we are so complex. We have feelings. We have passion. We have goals. We have ideas. We have dreams. We have conscious decision-making skills. We have opposable thumbs. Yet we are so interconnected that literally the vibrational frequency of the music that we listen to affects the vibrational frequency in which we exist. Therefore, if we listen to sad music regularly, if we listen to certain sound frequencies regularly, if we listen to certain aggressive music regularly, we will generally in turn develop those types of behavior skills. We will start to be generally more angry or more sad or more downbeat or more composed or more peaceful. I think that when it comes to things like meditation, especially as a perfect example, when you choose to listen to certain quote-unquote meditation playlists, or if you listen to binaural beats, or you listen to certain frequencies to improve the frequency that you are operating in, or to balance your chakra energy centers, or otherwise to just improve the headspace that you're in, you are heightening your vibrational frequency. You are raising your frequency to one that your soul is comfortable and excited to be in. That's why you feel the level of excitement that you do. That's why you feel the level of change and cognitive thought that you do when you decide to listen to certain things, or when you decide to expose yourself to certain ways of thinking. That's generally going to be the focus for today, is that the things that are around you, the vibrations that are around you, the visual and audio content that is around you is very much affecting the way that you think, and is very much guiding the way that you think and the opinions that you have based off of the information that it's giving you. So if you consider the possibility of an overall company or a being or group of people that control the media and that control the music output, that control the radios, that control the musicians, things like that, even if you wanted to take it to a level of considering the Illuminati and the potential control that they could have over those industries. Thinking about these things, I feel like, makes you want to open your eyes and makes you want to look a little bit deeper into the things that are around you and into the things that you are being exposed to. And that's what I want to encourage you to do, is to be informed and to gain knowledge and to read literature from years and years ago, and to read history that is actual history, not just history books that you have in school, but history that is the truth about what our earth and what our people have been through. Educate yourselves, use your resources, allow yourself to expand the way of thinking that you've been existing within for the entirety of your existence. Allow yourself to think clearer. Allow yourself to be more open-minded to certain possibilities, to the circumstances that you're in, to the concepts that remind you that you should be doing something more with yourself. Pay attention to those things. See the way that they truly are affecting you. See the way you truly are being influenced based on the things that you're seeing every day and the things that you're hearing every day. Try to change some of those things and see if it does improve your way of being or your way of thinking or your energy level. See if it improves your aura, your space. Have you ever noticed as well that whenever you're feeling like on top of the world and you're, feeling relaxed and you're feeling energized and you're feeling positive and you've been eating a bunch of good food and you've been getting your exercise and, you're really in a good mental space, that you tend to feel more beautiful or you tend to feel more attractive. You tend to look in the mirror and say, "Oh, I don't even have any makeup on, but I be looking good today." Or for you guys out there, I don't know what the equivalent would be to that, but have you ever noticed that whenever you're in a good headspace, you tend to be in a good space overall? You tend to feel better physically. You tend to feel more awake, more energized, more cognitively coherent. Your physical being and your physical feeling is directly connected to your emotional feeling, to your mental feeling, to the way that your soul feels every day. So if your soul is feeling like it's exhausted and is feeling like it's broken, is feeling like it's tired, is feeling like it's worn down, of course you're going to be feeling that way. Of course you're going to be gaining weight. Of course your skin's going to be having problems. Of course you're going to be feeling lethargic and feeling lazy. Of course you're going to be unsatisfied with your life because your soul is missing, because your soul is unsatisfied. So when you're drowning in all of these energies of the universe that are the music and that are the newscasts and that are the millions of other influences that are around you, then of course you're going to be affected by that. Of course it's going to dwindle your energy. Of course it's going to steal your vibrational light from you. So you have to be aware of those things. You have to be aware of the things that are around you that are using up your conscious energy. And you have to find things that you can do that can refill that can revitalize that can rejuvenate that. Sleeping is really great if you get peaceful sleep, but for those of us who don't sleep well, you must find other ways to find peace, to find a steady, balanced vibration throughout all of the life that you experience, because there's going to be these distractions everywhere. There's going to be these influences everywhere. However, you have to choose how you want to be influenced. Are you going to allow this negative news to impact you negatively? Are you going to allow this pandemic to affect you negatively? Or are you going to use it as a way to improve the way that you've been living your life to this point? So that's what I'm encouraging you guys to think about today, is just the idea that there are millions and millions and millions of influences around you. There are millions of negative ones. So pick and choose what you want to allow to disturb your peace, and find your peace, find your solitude, find your comfort, find your soul. Understand what it is that drives you and what it is that builds you and what it is that makes you feel good, makes you feel whole. And on that note, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close it out with just simply be aware of your energy, be aware of the things that are affecting you, be aware of the things that are around you. Take everything with a grain of salt. Not every source that seems reliable is reliable, so fact check, and don't be afraid to question. Don't be afraid to ask, is that really accurate? Don't be afraid to wonder if that's really something that you need to be doing with your time. And always, always, always listen to your soul. Feed your soul. That's who you are. More so than your body, more so than your mind, more so than your physical being here. Your soul is who you are. So don't shut it out. Don't let people silence what you've been about for the entirety of your life. Don't let people intimidate you. Don't let yourself be controlled by the things that you can't control. So with that, guys, thank you guys so much for coming and joining me today. I really appreciate your love. I really appreciate your energy and your support. If you guys like the video, go ahead and let me know with the thumbs up or thumb down buttons. If you guys like what I'm about, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Join me on Monday for a recreation of the James Charles Rainbow Cut Crease. If you want to see how I do my version, go ahead and follow me on my Instagram at Vykkë Sixx, at Vykkë. If you guys want to go ahead and get all of the updates and vote on the latest looks and projects that I will be doing, go ahead and reach me through my Instagram. Go ahead and please do leave comments. Let me know how you guys are feeling, how you guys like the content, what you think about the topics that I should be doing. For this look, I will be doing a topic on self-healing, mental health, and a little bit of manifestation. So if you guys want to hear about what I've learned throughout my journey about these things, go ahead and join me on Monday. Go ahead and follow my Instagram at Vykkë, at Vykkë Sixx, for all of the updates as to when exactly my videos will be dropping, as well as to get all of the latest before they launch, as well as to participate in polls and interactive stories where you can actually choose the looks, projects, and content that I am doing. So to stay active with me, go ahead and follow those, as well as my Twitter at Vykkë. I love you guys so much. Thank you once again for spending your time here with me today and for allowing me to embrace your energy. So I hope that at least for today, you're able to maintain this mindset and not allow the minor things to take control of your inner peace. With that, sending peace, love, and creativity, Vykkë Sixx out.